Nobody does it, Bennett. Yes, I've gone and said it. Movies and games, some things that are lame. Nobody does it, Bennett. Worst to the worst, right on. Is this the worst thing that I've ever seen? Worst to the worst, oh yeah. I feel so dirty that I'll never be clean. Worst of the worst.
Hello, and welcome to Nobody Does It Bennett, Worst of the Worst. I am your host, The Greg Bennett Experience, and tonight I'm joined with Jeff as we go through the movie MIB International from 2019. Jeff, welcome back. Looking forward to covering some MIB.
Thank you. Yep, me too. I can't wait to put on the old shades and maybe neuralize some people.
Who you want to neuralize?
I don't know. Anyone? I just want to play with the dang thing.
You write into people, hey, have you met Jeff? Don't think so. You're like, but you're his mother.
Yeah.
Right, so MIB International, Jeff, actually breaks my self-made mandate as I try to cover older movies on this podcast. And the rule is I try to stick with is that a movie must be 5 years or older. But Jeff, I wanted to cover this film for reasons I'll talk about as we go through it. Roughly speaking is, MIB International doesn't get really talked about as much as I think it should.
Yeah, I agree with that. It has interesting moments in it. We can all agree on that. But I still think it's a pretty decent movie.
It's not perfect, but because we're going to go through Rotten Tomatoes and stuff as well, you look at it and kind of go, you might be surprised by some of the results. And I was as well. I was like, okay, I'm going to have to cover this just so that people actually realize just what I feel about this film. When we were discussing covering MIB International, Jeff, you asked if we could do some of the lines. Not heaps. Not like an MRU episode, but a few. But Jeff, I don't do things in halves. So I tried to start out only doing a few lines here and there, but this has pretty much turned into an MRU script. As I was doing the lines, I'm like, I'm going to add this, and then when M and H meet, I'm like I have that line, and like M and H together again, like, I'm going to have this. Oh God, I've just done the whole film.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm rocking the merch.
There is the Nobody Does It Bennett t-shirt that you can't get anywhere because I haven't started selling them, but if anyone's interested in them, let us know. And we might put it on the store.
Yeah, he's got mugs as well.
Mugs. I'm looking at doing other things as well. Again, if people got ideas.
Pens.
Pens would be handy.
Pens are very handy. Everyone uses a pen and, their day-to-day basis. So
I might write down that idea with a pen.
Yeah.
There we go. It's already working out.
Quick, make me forget that one.
That joke's not going to get old, is it? What joke? I can't remember what we're talking about. What we're going to do on the show tonight is run through the movie MIB International, doing some of the lines along the way. We will first have our opening thoughts, as well as run through some of the Rotten Tomato comparisons. At the end, we'll give you our ratings to see if we think that MIB International is truly the worst of the worst. Before we finish, we will give you our ideas as well, what we believe might help improve the film. Right, Jeff, what are your thoughts on the MIB movies in general? So all the movies, not just this one, but of course the Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith ones as well.
They're really good. Can't remember when I saw the first one, but I can tell you that since I've seen it, I've enjoyed all of them. Maybe some more than others. I watched even the TV show.
The animated series is actually really good.
Yeah, I watched that as well. Don't think I saw it at the movies. I think I had to wait for it to come out on DVD.
Yeah, I got it on VHS, actually.
Well, yeah, VHS it might have been. It would have been a blockbuster movie.
I got one for Christmas. We got Men in Black. I was like, okay. And it had like a green cover casing.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really cool. And it was like, the first time I saw it was a Christmas Day, so I've obviously got those Christmas Day memories too, which is cool.
Yeah.
For me, Men in Black films have always been a firm favourite, especially the first film. The duo of Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones was magic on screen, not to mention the whole premise of a top-secret government agency sworn to protect us from the scum of the universe. That's just an interesting thought.
Yeah, see, I quite liked the first one. It was really good, but even though I enjoyed the second one, I felt it was a little campy.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first.
No. The bit with Zed and his bicycle kick and trying to get Frank to be an agent and all this weird stuff. It felt a little campy compared to the first one.
First one felt like a fully standalone film too, from start to finish as a whole complete story. The second one felt like, oh god, we have to make another one now because the first one was so successful. But they amped up the comedy hugely. They got like Johnny Knoxville in, and they played it for laughs first and then made it an alien movie second. Rather, the first one was an alien government movie first that happened to have comedy in it, kind of Ghostbusters compared to Ghostbusters 2, but the first Ghostbusters was supernatural with comedy, and the second one was comedy with supernatural.
Yeah, I agree on that one, yes.
And I got here, Jeff, the animated series was a favourite of mine in my teenage years. An underrated animated series, and I think it is.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
I only went for like 2 seasons, and I only got the first season on DVD because you can't get season 2, but...
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
What's interesting about the animated series too, we talk about it, is an agent called Agent A in it, who actually betrays them and becomes one of the big bad guys in the show. It reminds me a lot of High Tea, because I think Agent A was like either a senior agent or one of the heads of the divisions that turned on K when I watched International for the first time. And if you haven't watched International, well, obviously we've spoiled a little bit of it yet, but High Tea turns out not to be quite what you expect him to be.
You mean he was low T?
Haha. The High Tea kind of premise in this movie is taken maybe a little bit from the animated series.
Could be, yes.
Right, Jeff. Shall we look at some box office and Rotten Tomatoes scores for Men in Black movie series?
Well, you can. I'll just sit here and agree and nod and stuff.
I'm going to open your fridge up, see what you got.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh, tomato sauce.
Don't mind me, sir.
Yogurt.
Hey, wasn't that here the last time I was here?
I'm saving that for a special time. I don't care what the expiry date says. Men in Black, it's just a guideline. Men in Black 1997. Estimated budget of $90 million in 1997. That's an estimated $140.8 million in 2018 when International was getting made. So that's why I've got the equivalent so you can tell how much the budget was compared to Men in Black International. But yeah, the box office off the budget of $90 million turned out to be $589.4 million in 1997, which comes to almost $1 billion in today's terms. $988.7 million in 2019. Its Rotten Tomatoes scores. What do you think it was for critics, Jeff?
Yeah, so I'm going to say, for the first movie, I would say 60.
It's actually got a critical response or critical review of 92% favour.
Wow.
Audiences gave it 79%, so they weren't as favourable as critics, but critics loved it. That was the first Men in Black, and by God, it started off
strong. It went plowing through.
It was what Will Smith's second big movie after, third big movie if you count Bad Boys as well, after Independence Day.
And he slaps no one. Come at me, Will Smith. Come at me.
Pre-slap scores.
Yeah.
Men in Black 2, 2002, had an estimated budget of $140 million, which comes to about $195.5 million of a budget for 2018. Off that $140 million, they made $441.8 million. So they made less than the first movie.
Yeah, big time.
It didn't live up to what the first one was, obviously.
Yeah.
The critical response from Rotten Tomatoes for Men in Black 2, what do you think they gave it?
I'm feeling it was probably around about 42%.
Jesus Christ, you're close.
Oh, nice.
39%. Critics. Critics think it's a 39% film, Men in Black 2. Audience gave it 45%.
Oh, right.
So nothing was above 50 for Men in Black 2. Men in Black 3, which came out in 2012, had an estimated budget of $215 million, which the equivalent of 2018 would have been $257. So out of the 3 movies, this has the highest budget of any of the Men in Black series so far.
Okay.
Out of its estimated box office, it made $624 million, so it beat the second Men in Black. So in 2019 terms, about 694, so not much different. It's been 7 years apart. So it made, roughly about 624 million. So it's the second highest behind Men in Black. It's like, things are getting back on track. With Men in Black 3, the critical response, what do you think it was?
Oh, okay, so
the first one was 92. Second one was 39.
I'm going with 73.
Oh, you always just that little bit off. It's 68% from critics. 70% with audience. The audience and the critics both are pretty even. The closest of any of them. Yeah, it's back to form. And that's roughly, I think, between like 65 to 70% is where most Men in Black films should live. They're fun films, but they're not Academy Award winning films usually.
I feel like the reason that 3 was higher rated than 2 was because they stopped the campy nonsense.
Yeah, and it took 10 years to make, so they made sure that they had a good story first before rushing into it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the third one. Men in Black International 2019. It's only 3 years ago. It feels like it was longer than that.
Yeah.
I guess pre-virus, everything seems like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Men in Black International from 2019 had an estimated budget of only 110 million. So compared to what happened, Men in Black 3 was 215 million, and that was in 2012. Men in Black 2 had 140 million back in 2002, an estimate of 195 comparing that to international. They only had 110 million for international. Its estimated box office was 253.9 million, so it was the lowest box office, but so it still made money. Just didn't make as much as obviously as the other ones in the series. So for Rotten Tomatoes scores, Jeff, what do you think the critics gave Men in Black International?
42.
42? Probably I'd say Men in Black 3 is slightly better than international. But it would be pretty close, you think. Rotten Tomatoes scores, the critics gave Men in Black International 23%.
Oh.
23%. But what did the audience give it?
I would say around about 47.
Audience gave it 66%.
Wow.
So, yeah, the critics absolutely hated this movie.
Yeah, the critics are like, no, bad.
And the audience are like, you know what? This is a fun film. I think so too. I think 66% is roughly a good guideline.
Is this where the idea came from that you had to put it in?
Yeah, when I saw the audience score, I was like, the critic score of 23%. I was like, something has to be done. Something has to be done because pretty much every review I've seen online is like, yeah, the chemistry doesn't work, and without Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, this series just can't survive.
Which is not true, because the animated series proves without a doubt you don't need them. I mean, they've got their characters, but it's not Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones behind them.
I reckon without a J and K, then they can't survive. And I was like, and I was saying, it's boring, lackluster, no chemistry, the story doesn't work, the laughs don't work. I'm like, what film am I watching? Because I had fun.
Yeah.
I think the chemistry, obviously, between Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth from Thor Ragnarok is carried on, and I thought was actually the best part of the film. But we'll talk about that more, obviously, as we go along. But yeah, so 23% from critics and 66% from audience.
That is quite a difference.
Yeah, and that's the Men in Black series in general so far. So if you have any thoughts or any questions, who knows, it might be about MIB International. Well, you can contact us. You can reach out to our Nobody Does It Bennett Facebook page, or you can hit us up on the Twitter at NobodyDIBennett. You can also email us at nobodydoesitbennett@outlook.com. It's a Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. Nobody Does It Bennett is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or by going to nobodydoesitbennett.buzzsprout.com. Nobody Does It Bennett is also available on YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Right, Jeff? Are you ready to suit up and join me for Men in Black International? Or am I going to have to neuralize you?
I feel like I've been asked this before.
Who are you? Where am I?
Yeah. What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, Men in Black International from 2019.
Nobody does it, Bennett.
So we're going into the movie now. Movie starts with the Columbia Pictures logo putting on some shades as the light from her lamp gets brighter and brighter. Pretty cool we scene. Cut to a traditional Men in Black style intro with some credits floating around what looks to be an asteroid field and some planets. The credits would roll as the shots start to zoom in into Earth, satellite style, bit by bit, until it cuts to a car being handbrake turned and then stopped.
Handbrake turn.
Agent H, played by Chris Hemsworth, and High T, played by Liam Neeson, exit from the car and look towards the Eiffel Tower. God, I hate Paris.
Oh, not to worry. Probably won't be around much longer.
The two men walk towards the Eiffel Tower. T and H exit from the elevator at the top of the Eiffel Tower with some very alien-looking weapons. They hear a man who says, "I've been waiting a long time for this." Turns out to be a man proposing to his girlfriend. T and H ask the couple to leave. As they are talking, you can hear thunder cracking from above.
Yeah, I don't get this scene. It just feels like it was just there for being there. Like, the whole place is deserted, except for these two Muppets.
Yeah, I think it was just a misdirect.
Yeah, which was just, I don't know.
Yeah, but also means, I guess, that they can also explain to them what's happening so that the audience knows without them having to talk to one another and go, well, wouldn't they have talked about this before? Why are they talking about it now?
Yeah, I guess.
T and H continue to talk to the couple. You see, that blinking light back there means there's been a breach in Portal 2.
Which means in just a few minutes, the most vile creatures in the entire universe, the Hive, are going to consume every last one of us from the inside out.
I don't understand. It's like my French, my attempt at French, lady. I do not understand.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh God, please don't delete that.
TNA. You realise that? What were we talking about?
Yeah.
T and H put on their glasses and H pulls out a neuralizer from his jacket pocket.
All will be explained if you look right here.
H neuralizes the couple.
The tower was closed for repairs. Whispers. Ask her. Oh, whoops, hang on. I should probably do the whispering.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Ask her on the way down. Wait, that sounds so Dodge.
Ask her on the way down.
Ask her on the way down.
Yeah.
Ask her on the way down.
The couple are ushered into the nearby elevator. T and H get back to work, guns drawn, ready for battle. H gets hit by a blue-white beam and gets knocked down the elevator shaft. H grabs onto the elevator the couple are on as it descends to the bottom of the tower. H neuralizes the couple again and jumps from the elevator and onto another elevator that is going up. H makes it back to the top where T is waiting for him.
And I truly believe that's where they swapped out.
What?
The Hive took T.
Oh, you reckon? Oh, okay.
Because if you think about it, that's the only time where you don't see T and H together. There's plenty of opportunity to do it. Heaps of opportunity, actually. If you remember, they say he got neuralized with just whatever the gun was. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, it's a deatomizer. I don't know. Deatomizer 7?
7, yeah.
Because, I always just maybe assumed that when they went into the light, that's when they got changed over. Maybe T got taken and then he neuralized them afterwards or something. But it does make sense because he did get knocked down the shaft and then he could have done it quickly.
Yeah.
Because he might have pushed him out of the way so he could distract H while he took over T.
Yeah, or just blasted him and then taken him over.
Yeah, that makes sense. H and T walk along and up some stairs with their guns drawn. Always remember, the universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be at the moment you're supposed to be there. Pew, 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 pew. H and T start shooting at this large tentacle creature before the picture fades to white. Which is interesting because fading to white means it's usually like a bright light like a neuralizer. Very clever.
At least it didn't fade to black.
Not this time. Cut to Brooklyn, 20 years earlier. A young girl was asleep in her bed as she has a book open on her stomach. A Brief History of Time. Pretty heavy-duty book for a little girl. Reminds me of Agent J in the first MIB movie when J has to explain why he felt little Tina deserved to die.
Yeah, I think that's a nod to it.
An homage?
Yeah.
Tina had an advanced physics book, so very similar kind of style on it. Cut to the little girl's parents in another room watching TV. They hear a noise in the house, so Dad grabs his 3-wood golf club and goes to check out the potential intruder. Dad comes back after a quick commotion, saying that he saw something that definitely wasn't an animal. It was like a creature. The mum says to call the police. As the dad is dialing the phone, there is a ring at the doorbell. The girl was woken up by some men at the door who claim to be from animal control. The men says that they have had an issue with an animal. The dad says how he hasn't even called them yet. How are they here? It's very bizarre and very quick. One of the men tells the girl's parents that the creature they saw was an unlicensed Tarantino from Andromeda 2. Very rare, very dangerous. The little girl comes across the Tarantino as it's in her bedroom. Very cute wee thing. It is a cute wee thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird how it starts out cute and turns out ugly.
Just like what the agents say, though, that it grows up to be very dangerous, as we might see later on.
What do you mean, as we might see later on? This is a whole thing of spoilers. If people don't know by now, too bad.
I'm trying to keep some mystery.
The mystery is why we're doing this.
The two men neuralize the parents down outside the house. The men then tell the parents that they saw a raccoon. Better than the story in the first Men in Black when like, you know what? No, you left your husband because he was a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Like that's well. The little girl introduces herself to the Tarantino as she tries to get it to escape out the window. The little girl's name is Molly. The Tarantino says her name, then some foreign alien language before jumping out the window. Cut to years later, Molly has been assessed by someone. She has scored excellent or above in every area. Fitness, deductive reasoning, logic, weapons training, etc. One problem though. Molly didn't tick a box for her preferred division. Yeah, I made my own box. For the division that has no box? You know, the division where they wear black suits and deal with the guys from... Points up there? Molly seems to be getting nowhere with multiple different agencies. Cut to Molly working as a phone operator for an IT helpline. My first response was, why are they wearing t-shirts? They're on a phone. Why does people need to wear uniforms at a place where you don't see them?
It's to make them feel like they're part of the team.
It costs money to print t-shirts. I know, I printed t-shirts. It costs money.
But it also might encourage teamwork, which helps you make money. Sometimes you have to spend money to make money.
I'm going to take a mature approach to that. Teamwork, schmeamwork.
Ah,
There we go.
wow. That showed me.
You've been lawyered. Yep. Molly also seems to be tracking something on her computer. Some sort of object from outer space. Molly gives the customer the IT crowd solution. Unplug it, then plug it back in. Molly leaves to try and track the space object. Cut to Molly on her apartment. Jeez, all right. Cut to Molly in her apartment. She uses her own computer to keep tracking the object. Molly figures out that the object is not a meteoroid. More likely, an unauthorized landing. Cut to Molly pulling up in a taxi cab and continues tracking with her cell phone. Molly comes to what looks to be an electrified fence with some construction going on behind it.
Yeah, with like 50,000 volts. Did you see that? Yeah. Like, what are they trying to keep out with 50,000 volts?
Obviously not pigeons, huh? Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, can you imagine if that wasn't a thing there?
Just feel the smoke and the smell. All you could smell was burned pigeon.
Pigeon, yeah. Exploded pigeons.
Oh, that's another story.
Oh, dear.
Molly is confused for a moment and startles some pigeons. The flock fly right towards the construction site.
No, not the fence. Anything but the fence.
The pigeons fly the coop into some sort of invisible barrier. Molly sticks her hand through the barrier, very much like the Matrix when he puts his hand through the mirror, I find.
Or Stargate.
Stargate as well. Yes, also Stargate. That's very good too, yes. Molly sticks her hand through it, though, through the barrier, then walks right through it. She sees some men in black suits talking to Jimmy the alien. So earlier, there's like a tabloid thing in her room. Jimmy the alien. This guy's name actually is Jimmy the alien. And again, it's a callback to the first Men in Black when Kay says the tabloids are the ones that get it right mostly.
Yeah.
You read these trash magazines? Sometimes they have the best knowledge, kid. There is also a big UFO ship that Jimmy has looked to have crashed. They put Jimmy in the back of their car and say that he will need to explain himself to O.
Oh dear, they are in trouble. But the old Harry Potter there?
But it's more like, oh dear, we are in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to be nasally though.
Molly runs back through the barrier. Molly takes off her coat and hoodie to reveal that she is actually wearing a black dress suit underneath. One very similar to an MIB agent. She gets back to the cab and tells the driver not to lose the cars that were driving by. Molly gets out of the cab at a very familiar looking building, the entrance to MIB headquarters in New York. Molly casually walks in talking to a guy who is reading a newspaper in a chair, who has a little pug dog in a bed next to him. Hey, did they bring in that Zamporian yet?
Came in a couple of minutes ahead of you.
The guy tried to sneak in behind a Paraseed meteor shower. Amateur hour, am I right?
Right as rain.
Molly pushes the elevator door button. Rain don't lie. Molly smiles as the elevator doors close, thinking she has outsmarted the MIB. Sheesh, talk about amateur hour. Hey, you gonna call us in or what? Chair guy gets on a walkie-talkie.
Code black.
Molly starts to see a little bit of MIB headquarters before the alarm goes off in the elevator. Unauthorized visitor, unauthorized visitor. The elevator drops to the depths below. Cut to Molly sitting in a chair in an all-white room. Agent O asks a fellow MIB agent about who Molly is working for. She claims to be working alone. Agent O investigates Molly's records, then tells the agent to neuralize her. When an agent is about to neuralize her, Molly pleads for them not to, as she knows what it does. Agent O tells the agent to hang on for a moment. Molly explains how she had an experience as a kid. Her parents' experience were neuralized, but not hers. Molly explains how people thought she was crazy about her wild ideas of a secret government agency that deals in extraterrestrial life. Apparently, Molly hacked into the Hubble telescope to look at the Andromeda 2, and Agent O is surprised they never caught her.
That is pretty surprising.
It is, yeah. And the guy goes like, back in the day, we would have hired her. The best hackers and stuff, the ones that hack big corporations, usually get hired because they know actually how to break in and stop people from doing the same thing. It took me 20 years to find you, plus or minus. How many people can see that? I found you.
Yeah, we weren't lost, lady.
Agent O enters the room Molly is in. Molly wants to be hired, but O says how MIB don't hire, they recruit. Molly then says that she wants to be recruited. O says that she is going to need more. O says for Molly to give her one good reason she should be hired. Molly says because she is smart, motivated, and looks good in black. O says that Molly is boring her.
Oh,
Because I have absolutely no life whatsoever. I have nothing. I have no dog, no cat, definitely no chill. I have nothing that I couldn't happily walk away from, which makes me perfect for this job.
well, you're certainly suitably tragic. No love, no relationships.
They just distract you from what's important.
Really? And what's important?
The truth of the universe. I want to know everything. I want to know how it all works.
You really think a black suit is going to solve all your problems?
No, but it looks damn good on you.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Agent O went dude on us.
Get that like a lady.
Yeah.
Cut to Agent O walking Molly's watching.
Walking while watching, watching while walking.
Cut to Agent O watching Molly's Week 1 training modules on her computer. O presses a button. The word accepted comes across the screen. Cut to Molly getting fitted for her first MIB suit. In a montage, while O also explains how Molly has been trained in MIB sanctioned technology, vehicles, and weaponry. M pulls out a noisy cricket handgun and shakes her head. An homage, of course, to the first MIB film. Yes, I know it doesn't say homage. It says Osage.
Yeah. I was like, oh, must resist saying that it says Osage.
I don't know what Osage means, but I said homage, right?
Yeah, thank goodness. I was actually going to ask if it said that on yours or not, because you said it so casually and so well, and I thought, oh, maybe it doesn't say that on his.
This isn't my first rodeo, in fact. I've never been to a rodeo at all.
Yeah. I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Nah. I mean, the only thing I remember from it is the $80 helicopter ride that I got.
That's cool. Anyway, back to the movie.
You will not stand out in any way. You are no longer part of the system. You do not exist. We are above the system, over it, beyond it. We are them. We are they. We are the men in black.
The Man in Black?
Don't start. I've had that conversation.
I did quite like that line. Agent O hands Agent M her first assignment. M asks when she's going to get her first buzz thing.
First buzz thing. What is this? Drugs?
O informs M that it's called a neuralizer, and you don't just get it. You earn it. You earn it.
You earn that badge, kid.
That's right. You're Ernest, who goes to jail, went to camp and everything.
Oh, Sage.
O says that M has been accepted for a probationary period, and press O and M might get a buzz thing.
Buzz.
M's first assignment will take place in the MIB London office. Cut to London. Agent H is drinking something out of a fancy-looking wine glass. Seems to be a potent type of drink. H is seated around a table in a dark room with some interesting-looking folk, and what looks to be some type of cage in the middle of the table. H says the room has a very eyes-wide-shut kind of vibe. Shout out to Tenzin on that one. Tenzin loves his Kubrick.
Yeah.
H puts his hands in the cage, where some type of three-headed snake tries to bite his hand. H is involved in some backroom alien high-stakes card game. H reveals that he pulled the ace of diamonds from the cage. H says that he can help move the liquid he was drinking for them. One of the aliens, who has a similar face to Voldemort on the back of Quirrell's head in the first Harry Potter film, says that he has a strict no men in black policy. H agrees, saying, why would anyone want those dickheads involved?
Men in black? The morons in black, if you ask me. What a bunch of dicks. Am I right?
The group starts smirking as another person starts to strangle H with a cable from behind. H does an awesome backflip off the table and knocks the guy down. H fights two guys while the three-headed snake also attacks H. H uses the alien snake as a weapon, having it bite one of the attackers on the face.
On the face. On the face.
Good old hangover.
Yeah.
H does some other sweet moves like using the guy as a bullet meat shield while shooting another. H points his gun at Voldemort Quirrell back-head face guy.
That's a mouthful.
Isn't it?
Thank goodness this guy dies. I am MIB, you cerulean scum. And FYI, your little club here sucks.
Oh, that was big words, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It sucks, mate. Your club sucks, all right? Voldemort face head guy?
Yep. No, you got it wrong. It's Voldemort Quirrell back-head face guy.
I'm sorry. How could I be so wrong?
And yeah, it's so right.
H says how the cerulean scum is going to give him the whole network, suppliers, etc. The three-headed snake then bites H on the leg. Only one person has the antidote to the snake venom. Voldemort faces female alien friend, Emily. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your wife's name's in here, sir.
I'm not.
Voldemort's face gets bitten as well by the alien snake. Emily bends down to help Voldemort face. But H tells Emily he'll give her anything she wants in exchange for the antidote. Anything? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. What have I agreed to?
Cut to H lying in bed with Emily. As H wakes up, he notices Emily's purple tentacle.
See, this is why I had to play H. Because it's with Emily.
He notices Emily's purple tentacle wrapped over his chest. I like when he pulls it off, it's like...
Yeah. Do you know it's weird? That's the only time you see the tentacle.
It is, yeah. But you never see her again, though, Emily.
I'm pretty sure... Oh no, Emily's not the other three-armed one. Okay.
No, she's not. It's a different person. That's Rebecca Ferguson from Mission Impossible later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he notices Emily purple tentacle wrapped over his chest. I love the popping sounds. Yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada. You get the gist. You get the gist.
But you can see some real nasty red suction marks on H's chest. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's some love marks. H grabs his gear and sneaks out of the room. Cut to M coming down the escalator and getting on what looks to be a subway. As M is getting on, the worms are getting off.
Gross. I told him, do that too much and you'll go blind.
Those worms are great. In other words, like,
Yeah.
does anyone want a cappuccino? Some alien shoes also get stuck in the subway door.
Yeah.
Shoes of teeth. But you're putting your foot in that.
Yeah. You'd get it button off.
We're watching the movie, you're like, it reminds you of the cockroaches from the first Men in Black.
Oh, yeah.
Damn decent of you. As M sits down, the subway car transforms, removing all the seats, which forces M back to her feet. Some new seats appear, as well as a lot of MIB ticky stuff all around.
Ticky stuff, that's words.
What's ticky stuff? What else would you call it?
Something a little more sophisticated. I don't know. Your show.
M sits down in the much fancier seats and then gets strapped in by the automatic seat belt. I've noticed that we keep saying M, but I forgot to say the bit where it reminded me of Michael Jackson from Men in Black 2. I could be Agent M. Hello, Zed? I could be Agent M.
Yeah.
The subway turns into a bullet subway, similar to the car in the original MIB, in the way it just blasts off. The subway quickly speeds across the earth. The subway arrives at MIB London's headquarters in a matter of moments.
The subway.
The subway! Eat fresh.
Yeah, just the amount of times you're saying it is like, I'm pretty sure the people get it by now that it is in fact
A subway. M sees a lot of unique aliens like giant moth, butterfly, bird-looking aliens, and an alien that seems to be made out of tiny little balls. M walks past the checkpoint. Access granted. Agent M. M sees even more unique aliens, then looks up at the monitors that track aliens around the world. Celebrity aliens are shown, including Elon Musk. It's never who you think it is.
That's also where I think that, you know, it's a nod to him being Hive.
A tease for later.
A high tease.
High tease. Oh, good one. Oh.
Thank you. I'll be here all podcast.
It's like, you have been to a rodeo.
Yeah.
Oh no. That one makes sense. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That one makes sense. Monitor shows Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. So you're the one who found us. I'm trying to go Sean Connery now for some reason.
Yeah, apparently.
Yes, I am. I'm T. Hi, T. Welcome, M. It's so nice to meet you, sir.
Just the way he says it there is like, you're supposed to be going, oh, yeah, sorry. Hi, T. How you going?
Hi, T.
Yeah. Just because he's like, I'm T. Now you say, hi, T. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I still don't get why he's High T and O, who's the head of New York, is only called Agent O. Shouldn't she be Hi-O? Hi-O!
That's probably why. They're like, oh, no. Hi-oh! But then later on when H takes over, does that make him High H?
Maybe. It must be High H.
Because he takes over from High T, so it must be High H.
Double H.
As long as he's not Triple H.
Exactly. He's not the game quite yet. Origin story for Triple H. T and M continue to talk before T points M in the direction she needs to go. M pats a furry little creature. You can hear someone yell, wait, don't touch him! Yeah. As M pats the creature, a bunch of smaller creatures jump off and run everywhere. You can see multiple agents trying to grab all the tiny creatures. Another moment similar to the first MIB movie, when Jay comes in and sends a small bouncing ball off and smashing things.
Yeah. Less destruction, though.
Less, yeah. Cut to M sitting down with a box that says M on it. I thought it was going to be like a Magnum. I was like, a delicious ice cream. There is a card inside the box. A journey of 1,000 light years begins with a single step. And it was done by High T, that note says. That's why I did it in a kind of High T voice. There is also an MIB tech-looking pocket watch in the box. Cut to Marrakesh. There is a man mopping the floor and dancing inside what looks to be a closed restaurant. The music stops playing, and the nearby TV starts having some sort of electrical interference. The lights also begin to flicker. As my sound effect. Aye, matey.
People listening to this have no idea what that sounds like.
The man's boss tells him to fix the power. The man goes out onto the roof to check the fuse boxes. As the man looks to change a fuse, all the lights in the nearby buildings also go out. A wire in the fuse box has been severed as well. As the man looks to fix the problem, some weird starry red mist appears from behind him. In the red mist appears to be two dark figures with blue glowing eyes. Pretty cool looking.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
It's like out of Bad Guys, that's a pretty cool looking bad guy. The dark figures use a blue beam from their hands to mutate the man beyond recognition. His eyes, nose, mouth and ears all seem to disappear. The man falls to the ground. The man then falls off the roof in an alleyway below as a puddle goopy slime.
I don't remember seeing him fall off the roof.
They throw him down the roof like it's like a skin,
Huh?
and it's just like a puddle of goopy slime.
Cool. And gross.
The dark figures transform into the man they just melted. Both of them, though, the same, but not quite, as they're almost like they're twins rather than clones.
Yeah.
They are, aren't they? They're actual twin brothers.
Yeah.
Cheaper than special effects, especially when you've only got 110 million, you know?
Yeah.
Got to save their money. They do have different hairstyles, though, I've put here. Cut to daytime. The twins enter a shop. They say that they need to see the Queen. The shopkeeper hits a foot switch to reveal a hidden door in the wall. They enter a room full of tiny little aliens. One of the tiny aliens comes out of some sort of armored shell and talks to the twins.
State your business with the Queen.
We need someone to die. The other twin shows a hologram of the target. It's no one the audience knows. Yet.
As clearly stated in section... I don't know why I changed my voice, but I did. As clearly stated in section 6C of the Treaty of Andromeda 2, we do not kill Jababians, nor participate in the murder thereof. This is non-negotiable.
The twins change back to their dark figure forms.
Well, slightly negotiable.
Like that. Not negotiable. It's slightly negotiable. Cut to a car speeding through London. It's H. H pulls up in a dainty little corner store called Nicholson's. When H enters, it appears to be a typewriter sale and repair shop. Charlie, the store person, tells H which typewriter to press. As H presses a button on the typewriter, a door to an elevator opens up.
He pressed H.
Did he? Oh, okay. He pressed H and enters the elevator.
Yep.
There you go. I wasn't looking at letters. I was too busy concentrating on where those hands were. Cut to M talking to a four-eyed geek of an alien who shows M a photo of the old portal depot, site of the first great alien migration. It's the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel, as in the Eiffel Tower, was one of the first MIB agents. M turns around to see H as she's watching him. Another alien is slowing down time around him, causing H to walk slower. The aliens tell M about Agent H, he's only the best agent in the building. He saved the world once with nothing but his wits and a Series 7 deatomizer. He saved the world? From what? The Hive. The Hive? T is in a meeting with other agents, talking about a horrible incident in Marrakesh, when H pops in and has decided to grace them with his presence after all. Another agent in the room, Agent C, argues with H, as C was left cleaning up the mess from H's unsanctioned op. Vungus the Ugly is on Earth, as he wants to be shown a good time. This was the same alien as the twins were after. H will be Vungus's chaperone. In fact, he specifically asked for him. The banter between C and H isn't great. Seems like they were told to ad-lib their insults, as it seems weird and off the point of the movie.
Yeah.
In this scene, he just kind of sounds like they're just trying to one-up each other, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Cut to M walking across the MIB bullpen. She approaches H, who is snoring in a chair. M drops an item to wake H up. Once he comes to, he pretends that he wasn't sleeping.
Have we met before?
No. Agent M, I heard you were on the Vungus meet tonight, and I wanted to offer my assistance. I'm a bit of a Jababian wonk. Language, culture, politics, fashion. Anyways, I compiled a dossier for you to read.
Oh, a dossier. I love a good dossier. The thing is, ask around. I work alone. Yeah, ask anyone around here.
Did you know that Jababians are clear and cosmic empaths, which means that they can basically read your mind?
Yeah?
Well, they do have a towel.
What's that?
Subdermal spots on the underside of their arms change color.
Good to know. But, thank you for your offer. I'm good.
Okay, message understood. I will leave you to your meditation.
Thank you.
M walks away, but then comes right back. Oh, do you know what your towel is? You snore when you meditate. H smiles at M as she walks away.
Actually, on second thought, maybe I could use some backup.
They both give each other the thumbs up, just like Samuel L. Jackson in Loaded Weapon 1.
Yeah.
Yes, later on too.
He's a thumbs up guy.
Cut to H and M driving through London at night. They arrive at a club to meet up with Vungus. To look less MIB looking, H says for them to lose their ties and undo a couple of buttons on their shirt. Of course, H undoes about half of his shirt for some of the ladies out there, as well as some of the men.
Ting!
I think it's a fine line between club casual and saddest man on earth.
Oh,
Brutal.
burn.
H&M. Sounds like a S&M. That's what I'm like, S&M. H&M get into the back of a taxi. It's the entrance for a special guest. As the driver steps on the gas pedal with his alien-looking foot, H&M are lowered in their seats down some sort of elevator. They get to the bottom and the doors open up to reveal a nightclub. H and Vungus have a friendly convo inside the nightclub. H introduces M to Vungus. H tells Vungus how M knows all about Jababia. M looks quite nervous and embarrassed. H goes to get drinks while Vungus and M go to take a seat. M says that she will be right back and goes to talk with H. Are you pimping me out to Vungus?
What? No. What the hell would give you that impression?
H and M look over at Vungus looking very flirtatious at M. Oh, I don't know. That?
Oh. Better not look at that.
Hey, if you want to use me as alien bait, just let me know next time, okay? I don't like to be lied to.
Oh, really? What, like pretending to be an expert in something you're not? In case you haven't noticed, we're in the lying business.
Are we?
Jababians are prickly. We want them to be happy, okay? So they don't destroy our planet and everything on it. That is the mission, if you're not down.
I'm down with the mission, but I'm not fornicating with the Jababian.
That's not what I asked you to do.
Cut to the crowds in the club. The twins are in the club too. H and Vungus talk. Vungus is heading home tomorrow. Vungus says how he came to talk to H. They need to speak. H decides they need to dance rather than talk. M looks at the twins as they try and imitate the people dancing around them. Real quirky and weird. Reminds me of when Will is teaching Ashley how to get out of fighting by acting crazy in an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The original, not the new show, which I do not wish to see.
Nope.
Back up. Just mind your business, just mind your business. Vungus is still trying to talk to H. M pays more attention to the twins as their dancing draws more and more attention from the crowd around them. They start to actually really dance. And you're saying they're actual trained dancers, the two twins?
Yeah.
Start to look that way in the end, but at first they're just having a seizure.
Yeah.
It just looks like a seizure. M goes to warn H about the twins as something seems off about them. H,
Yeah.
12 o'clock.
You're damn right it is. Night is young. Woohoo!
Fungus tells H that what he has to say is serious. He's the only one Fungus can trust. Fungus grabs onto H. When he does, Fungus's hands and forearms glow purple.
What happened to you? Nothing. What happened to you? Why are you so serious all of a sudden? Relax.
M points out the twins to H. The twins send some sort of flying dart across the club and into Fungus's throat. Fungus collapses, only held up by a couple of nearby men. H and M help Fungus into the back of the SUV Jeep. It's like a Hummer almost, actually. M asks if they should call it in, as Fungus didn't look so good. As H and M discuss, the Jeep that Fungus was in gets blown up into the air. M and H rush over to see Fungus still alive in the crashed vehicle. The twins emerge from the nearby smoke. H and M pull out their guns and tell the twins to freeze, get on the ground, palms down. The twins stop and stare at their palms, confused at the mixed orders H and M gave them.
Yep. Up, down, left, right. What?
Yeah, one's in the air, one's in the ground. They're like, we gotta have better communication.
Circle, circle, square, man.
They then tell them to get on the ground. H says to M that they need to come up with something clearer in the future. The twins then use their palms on the ground to send a ripple shock effect through the ground.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, this is the wavy patterns.
Yeah.
M and H try to run, but end up getting flung into the air and dropped to the ground.
Like a candy wrapper in the updraft.
It would hurt. How much air they get. It's like, oh.
Yep.
They're not cartoon characters like the Mask anymore. Look, Ma, I'm roadkill.
Yeah.
They both start firing on the twins. The twins dodge and use their powers to elongate metal to use as a shield. H tells M to grab another weapon from the side mirror. When M lifts the mirror, a wheel of weapons pop out. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Pulls it out, it's a wheel of weapons.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Pretty awesome.
M uses an MIB type shotgun to blast through the twins' metal shield and through the twins themselves. The shot leaves a hole in their gas-like bodies, similar to the liquid metal effects in Terminator 2, before having the twins whiplash back to normal. Because like, they just kind of fling back, it's like violently, it's like, oof. H then pulls out a bigger gun that is partly in the back bumper and partly on a wheel hubcap. H combines the parts for a metallic-looking Tommy gun. H shoots while M grabs another gun from the exhaust pipe, pretty much an energy blaster chain gun. It's like, how many guns are on this car?
Yeah.
M goes towards Fungus while H covers her. M asks H for help.
No, not H. He has changed. I could feel it. I have to know if I can trust you.
Not sure if he coughed enough there. Fungus grabs M's arm.
You love me. You really love me. Sorry.
Fungus grabs M's arm and does the purple glow thing. Fungus pulls out a purple crystal and tells M to hide it.
Something is wrong in Men in Black.
What, Fungus? What is this?
It's the only thing that can protect you.
Fungus dies. Die already. Okay. Red versus blue. H pulls out another gun from a wheel of the car. It's a missile launcher. H uses it to protect M from the approaching twins. The missile seems to have blown the twins back into galaxy gas form. An MIB bus shows up from behind H, and then some cars. Seems to be backup. The twins disappear underground when they see the number of MIB backup vehicles. H approaches M. M hides the crystal.
How is he?
He's gone.
No!
He actually has no real thing to it. He's kind of until C says something. He goes, "That scumbucket was my friend."
Yeah.
Agent C shows up and congratulates H on causing another great big mess. M explains how the twins can turn solids into liquid, then back again. The twins did all of this, except for the gunfire, I guess.
Yeah.
C asks H why M is there, as M is on M is a probationary agent.
Oh, God.
M is not allowed to be there.
MCT. Oh, it's all over the place.
Agent C continues to be a jerk, while M and H explain what happened.
The alphabet, they need to get along with each other.
C asks M if Fungus said anything explaining what... It sounds like a mathematical equation.
Yeah.
C asks M if Fungus said anything explaining why he was here.
If C was going 60 miles an hour and M was going 80 miles an hour, at what point would they reach H?
M thinks about it for a moment before saying no. Not a thing. Cut to High T in his office on the phone. H and M are standing in the office too. M sees a painting of Agent J and Agent K fighting the giant bug alien from the first Men in Black film. Next to that painting is one of High T and Agent H fighting an alien with the Eiffel Tower in the background. The plaque below it reads, "Armed with only their wits and Series 7 de-atomizers." Word for word what the four-eyed alien said previously to M. T gets off the phone and says that the Jababians want H and M's heads. Literally, sent by a diplomatic pouch. Agent C comes in with a report. The twins are part of an alien species, Didynum, from a binary star system in the constellation Draco. Or Draco, like Draco Malfoy. Draco is Hive territory. H says that the entire sector fell years ago. The Didynum's DNA are riddled with Hive mutations. The Hive just don't destroy their enemies. They subsume them, absorb them, take them over from within. T is wondering why the Hive would send them to kill a Jababian royal. M plays with the purple crystal in her pocket, contemplating telling T about it before putting it back in her pocket. She doesn't even look at it, she just pulls it out so the audience can see. I'm like, come on, we know she has it. C says C says how this situation calls for an Article 13. Article 13 is immediate termination, followed by neuralization. T tells him to give him one good reason why he shouldn't. Because if you erase us, you will never know the truth. M, go ahead, explain yourself. Well, sir, if you think about it, really think about it, Vungus, how many people really knew he was here? The people in this room, and perhaps a dozen high-level agents. If those were the only people that knew where Vungus would be, and we assume Vungus didn't leak his own location to the killers, doesn't that mean it was someone inside MIB?
A mole, sir, in these very walls.
Sir, they're absolutely making this up as they go along. What are you talking about? A mole? In the whole history of the company, there's never been a leak.
Mole! Molly, 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 mole, 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 mole. That's... that sounds like something a mole would say.
Don't be absurd.
Classic mole talk.
Sounds like Mole 101. Enough! If we'd been compromised, it's put every citizen on this planet, both human and alien, at risk. T gets C to track down the killers. Find the killers. Find the mole. M is ordered to work with C to get the weapons department started on something that could neutralize the dyads.
I think that's probably one of the things I always hated.
What, neutralize?
No, the amount of times they said mole.
Mole!
Find the mole. Find this. Find the mole. Do this. Mole. Mole.
Do you remember that old New Zealand show called The Mole, where someone was like a mole and had to guess which contestant it was?
No.
Pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
T tells H that he has finished covering for him.
We've dealt with the Hive before, remember? With nothing but my wits and my Series 7.
No, he dealt with the Hive before. T points to the painting of himself and H by the Eiffel Tower. And I don't know where the hell he has gone. I actually used to think you could lead this place. I was wrong about you. We're done here. That's an order.
Look, you weren't wrong about me, sir. You saw something once. It's still there. And I apologize for letting you down. Give me another chance, and I'll fix this. I promise you.
T head signals H to exit his office. You know, the old head nudge, like, get out of my office, my head.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to word.
Yeah.
Did that mean go, you're fired, or go, you have another chance? He never actually explained it. H leaves the office.
I don't think he ever mentioned firing him anyway.
He said he's going to get rid of him. He's done covering for you, he said. So I thought it meant he's gone.
Maybe.
Cut to M and C looking at the dart-type weapon that hit Fungus on some diagnostic stream. The blade looks to also carry some sort of poison. H rushes in and takes the dart and puts it in a tube. H tells C that T has ordered him to run point on this case, which we know is a lie. C doesn't believe H either. H says that M is to come with him. A little on-the-job training from the best agent.
Good lordy.
M and H leave the room.
I'll tell you what, Greg, if you don't know your alphabet by the end of this movie, woo! H-A-O. Oh.
Okay, so what's the actual truth?
Well, you tell me. For someone who hates lying, that was incredible. A mole inside MIB. Gosh, it's genius. I wish I thought of it.
And I discovered a possible truth. I mean, think about it. It would explain a lot. M was going to run some tests on the substance on the dart. H hasn't got time for that, so he pulls the cork off the tube and smells the substance.
Sniffy, sniffy.
H knows what it is.
Zephos, pure greed. The wrong amount will kill you instantly, while the right amount will keep you dancing shirtless in a nightclub in Monaco for about 17 hours straight.
There's only one place in the world where they know how to mix it. H starts to head out.
You coming? The world's not gonna save itself. Wink, wink, hintity hint.
Are you saying that you need me to save the world?
Uh-huh.
Thought so. Called it. That's a yawn kind of moment, I find now. Like, come on, eyes roll. M and H get on board the MIB subway thing and head to Marrakesh. H and M walk around the streets in Marrakesh. H talks to a contact of his called NASA. NASA was working on some alien tech. Looked like some type of vehicle. H says hi to Bassam. A little alien named Bassam comes out of NASA's beard. My bad, Bassam is actually part of his beard. NASA talks to H about one of his old flames, Rizza. I think it's Rizza. NASA talks to H about one of his old flames, Rizza. Rizza apparently runs the biggest criminal syndicate in the galaxy. H and M carry on with their mission. Cut back to C at MIB London headquarters. One of the agents found some surveillance footage that shows M being given the crystal. C says that he will show High T. God damn, so many letters. C dials tactical response on his phone. Cut back to Marrakesh. The twins are there, walking the streets. NASA and Bassam see the twins walk by. NASA tells Bassam to call Rizza. H and M arrive at the same store the twins visited earlier in the film. All the store mail is outside. Looks like a couple of days worth. H and M enter to find the shopkeeper dead. M uses the foot pedal to open up the secret door. It's like, how did she know that was going to open the door? I know there's a pedal down there, but she just, I guess, took a gamble.
Yeah.
The Queen and her soldiers have been killed, except for Pawnee, who fires upon M and H. Pawns don't have names, so M calls him Pawnee.
Ugh.
Pawnee explains how they got their asses kicked. The Queen wakes up. She's not quite dead yet, and then she dies. She wakes up to die. I was like, ah.
Come here a little closer. I've got something important to tell you. What is it?
A pawn without a queen is nothing. Pawnee says how he'll never serve another, and the only thing left is to take his own life in the most painful way possible.
Oh, such a drama queen.
Pawnee obviously doesn't want to do it, but keeps teasing it so that M and H will ask him to join them. H doesn't want to ask them though, as he kind of wants to see if he'll go through with it.
I kind of want to see where this is going.
I want to see if he actually goes through with it. It's like, oh, it's dark here.
Yeah.
H and M try and talk to Pawnee out of killing himself. H says that M is an agent, someone of great importance. She's an agent without a pawn. Pawnee pledges his loyalty eternal to Agent M.
Yeah, I don't want any of that. I kind of wish you'd said that before I'd done all the kneeling.
Said that before I like that. This part reminds me of those locker aliens from Men in Black 2. Oh, hell, Jay. Oh, Jay, can you see? And they have like a little adult store that they all run into.
Yeah.
XXX.
Yeah.
M puts Pawnee in her jacket pocket and they head off. M tries to come clean to H about the crystal, except H has already picked her pocket and knows about it. M says Vungus told her not to tell him. MIB vehicles show up in Marrakesh. H and M hide. Cut back to the MIB London headquarters. High T asks C to explain what's going on. C says how H was one of the best agents, but hasn't been the same since the Hive incident. Another, something's not right sort of thing. C then shows T on the screen the footage of M getting the crystal. Even though C is onto something, he is very disrespectful to T, isn't he?
Oh, very much.
It's like, just saying, he's pretty much coming out saying, you can't do your job, I'm doing it for you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Luckily, he was a bad guy, or
Yeah.
you'd be screwed.
It's so weird how he acts towards the end.
Yeah, how he all of a sudden like, yeah, I got your back. It's like, you didn't have my back the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
You're out for yourself. He's an out for yourself kind of guy. So he changed at the end. I'm like, he should still be an out for himself kind of guy.
He's still kind of a jerk.
Yeah. C says that Vungus stole the crystal from the Jababian War Department Advanced Research Division and brought it here. Sorry, bought it means he purchased it here, so he brought it here. T asks why he wasn't told about this sooner. C says that with all due respect, H and M had the crystal with them in the office, and he just let them go.
Yeah, which makes no sense. Like, he didn't freaking know, though?
No, and C was there too.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about, dude? C suspects T.
And T suspects C.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
T says for C and his team to carry on when he gets them to bring him straight to him. Cut back to H and M. M says whatever that crystal is, Fungus didn't want MIB to get it. H gets a call on his phone. It's T. He tells him that this isn't his operation and for them to get out of there, get safe, and report. T looks down from his office at C. You could be right. There could be a mole in the Man in Black. H gives M the crystal and tells her to go. H will draw the agent away and then meet her in the square in 20 minutes. M runs into the crowds. H waves at the agents, then runs away. M looks around her and accidentally runs into a nearby civilian, then continues to flee. The twin appears on top of a nearby building. I put here that M accidentally runs into a civilian because I thought maybe it was a pickpocket that might have taken her crystal.
Oh, right.
But then I was like, that led to nothing. All right then. I will just keep my notes anyway.
Yeah.
H continues to run from the agents. As M is walking, she notices a nearby street lamp flickering. It's daytime, so that's really weird. The twins continue following M from the rooftops. H runs to NASA and says that he needs to borrow his bike. NASA confirms with H that he has to borrow it and not steal it. H confirms, yes, borrow.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Yep. NASA removes the fake vehicle shell to reveal the sweet red alien tech bike. Before he goes, NASA actually gives him a drink bottle. It's pretty hot out there.
He should have been suspicious of the fact that he didn't have his beard.
On him? Yeah, true.
Yeah,
He should have.
didn't have his beard the whole time.
Yeah.
He's so nice and gives him a water bottle. I'd be a bit suspicious of that.
Should be, especially when they're working for RZA.
Yeah.
H blasts off on the bike.
And then I apparently crash into a wall.
Yeah.
Wow, this is nothing like riding a bike at all.
The twins do a sweet teleporting thing through a building. Even though it's unnecessary, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
Before jumping down to street level, a few meters behind M. M sees the twins. Carriage goes past M, and when the carriage goes by, M disappears from the twins' sight. M sneaks away into a nearby alley thinking she's fooled the twins. But the twins find her.
They always find her.
H blasts through one of the twins on the bike. M jumps on. H rides up a nearby wall and launches high into the air. After a brief moment of free-falling, they land through a straw roof. H goes to neuralize the nearby people, but M grabs it off him and tells H to just drive. M neuralizes the nearby people, but they don't stick around, so none of them will have a story to explain their blackout moments. But,
Huh? What?
Go to therapy for 30 years trying to figure out what happened in those few moments. M and H ride through the city some more, evading capture from agents. Then they come to a clearing with agents on the other side with guns drawn. H wants to push the red button on the bike as he thinks it's a hyperdrive. M says that hyperdrive buttons are usually blue, not red. H presses the red button. The bike flies into the air, then goes through some type of portal. The bike comes out another portal in a desert somewhere, so hyperdrive. After H, M, and Pawnee pick themselves up after the crash landing, M notices that the crystal is doing something, moving around. The crystal transforms into a fairly large device that has energy contained in it. M thinks it's a super compressed star, and by the color temperature, M thinks it's a blue giant. M sets the power on the device to just 0.001% power. The laser goes off when M presses the button. Like you said, she kind of knows what she's doing pretty easily. It's like, alien tech, but sure. I guess she's had training in alien tech though, hasn't she? So
Yeah, but I mean, it's unknown alien tech.
yeah.
Not all alien tech would be the same, I'm sure.
Apparently it's universal. There's a bit of space humor for you there.
Quick, make me forget that one. What were we talking about?
The laser creates a massive trench into the desert sand. It's like a huge trench. You think they'll notice that?
Yeah, do you think anyone will notice that wasn't there before?
C informs T that M and H got away. C says that T helped him. C and T have an argument about how T is questioning C's loyalty and judgment. Yeah, but you're questioning his loyalty. It's like, oh, you can't be questioning my loyalty. It's like, you're coming into my office and questioning my loyalty, and now I'm questioning yours because you're questioning mine.
Yeah.
C leaves T's office.
See how he leaves T's office?
He CTs. Cut to M, H, and Pawnee in the desert at night. M has a small fire going on. H asks M why Vungus trusted her and not him. After all, He sung at Vungus's mother's funeral, and quite beautifully too. M tells H that Vungus said that H had changed. H is getting sick of everyone saying that he has changed. He's always been the same way. M says, what? Arrogant? Reckless? Bassam comes out of a water bottle that NASA had given H when he acquired the bike. It's like, oh, gross, I drunk from that.
I thought it tasted like beard. Ugh. If you thought that, why didn't you say something?
Has a beard taste to it.
Yeah, but I won't say anything though, because that might lead to me or H investigating and finding a beard.
Bassam points a gun at them. Bassam grabs the crystal and jetpacks away with it. Bassam is going to give the crystal to RZA. Cut to H and M trying to fix the bike. H and M fight using Pawnee as a mouthpiece. H talks about RZA. He didn't know that she was an arms dealer when they met. Another lie, because later on he's like, I always knew you were an arms dealer. I was planted there by MIB. He just can't stop lying, can he?
Well, they're in the lying business.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but they're not meant to be lying to each other. Remember, later on they say that.
Yeah.
They get the bike going. H says that he knows that RZA has one weakness. Their next stop, Naples. Naples. Next stop is Naples.
Oh, to RZA's fortified fortress of for sure death?
Cut to RZA's fortified fortress of for sure death. It even says it in the location that pops up. Like that. H drives a boat to the island. Very James Bond-like. H waves a white flag. What looks to be some type of clothing. Maybe underwear to avoid being shot by the cliffside lasers. RZA sees H approaching and asks the person she was interrogating if they can do this another time, as she has another visitor. The guy says sure and runs towards the door. RZA then shoots the man down. She's like, I'll just kill you then.
I think she was going to kill him every way.
Yeah, it's like in Thor Ragnarok, I release you from life, and he like stabs him with that melting stick.
Yep. Pretty much.
H docks his boat and says hi to Luca. Luca is RZA's muscle, a big blue Yeti looking dude. Not to be confused with blue Yeti microphones. It's hard to tell the difference between big blue Yetis and big blue Yetis, alright? RZA sees H on a tablet screen, heading up to meet her. H, I know why you're here. Why are you wearing pink trousers? I should say that. Why are you wearing pink trousers? Because he's meant to be wearing Men in Black outfit, I guess she's thinking. Cut back to the boat. M emerges. H meets RZA in some sort of indoor garden area where there are exotic alien birds flying about. H and RZA talk. RZA punches H. So, MIB finally showed you the door, huh?
Showed myself out, actually.
Oh.
Some horses are born to roam free.
And others just get shot. What are you doing here?
I wanted to see you, and I bought you something. I know you like special pets, so I bought you a peace offering.
H pulls out a jar with Pawnee in it, meowing like a cat.
And a dog.
Yeah, and then goes, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. He is cute in an ugly sort of way, isn't he?
The last of his kind.
You always knew the way to my heart, didn't you?
Through the chest. And you always knew how to make mine beat that little bit faster.
M climbs up one of the fort walls as she listens to the conversation. RZA wants to know if her and H was ever real. H explains that he knew who she was from the start. His job was to gain her trust and to take her down when the opportunity came. M says that she needs to take her earpiece off for the next part, so H obviously won't have her as backup for the next few moments, and this is when, of course, everything goes wrong. RZA thanks H for the closure, then tells Luca to get H out of here. H, here's a little tip for you, honey. Next time you bring a peace offering, don't make it the same day as I come into possession of the most powerful weapon ever created.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like, stupid.
I might as well just put dum-dum on my forehead and go for it.
Luca tells his men to take H to the boat. H predictably knocks out the two goons who were escorting him to his boat and heads back into the fort. H goes into the surveillance room. Cuts a Pawnee trapped in the jar while RZA rings potential buyers for the crystal. Pawnee confirms the crystal's sighting in his earpiece to M. H shuts off the security guns near M's location. Pawnee uses a laser knife to cut out an outline of himself so he can escape. Looks like an old cartoon when they run through a wall.
Yeah.
And then Pawnee gets out.
Perfectly done.
The jar then starts to crumble and smash into pieces, alerting RZA. RZA chases after Pawny. M sneaks in the window. M grabs the crystal just as RZA returns with Pawny. Pawny distracts RZA while M runs away. RZA jumps at M, knocking M down and the crystal onto the floor. Lucas grabs H in the surveillance room. Lucas looks to have near Hulk-like strength. Time to grab Mjolnir, Thor, huh?
Ugh.
H and Lucas fight at the same time that M fights RZA. Highlights include using big pieces of wood as a weapon, head slams into tables, double throat chokes, H grabbing a small hammer, Thor style, and throwing it at Lucas, which Lucas just catches.
That was an incredible catch.
I like that part of the little hammer. It's cheesy, but I like it. M defeats RZA by tying a rope to her third arm, trapping her to a shelf, then punching her lights out. The sound of the punch was thunderous, almost Asgardian.
Oh dear.
That felt good. Cut to Lucas dumping H's body into the room where M is. RZA gets back up and M gives her the crystal. RZA orders Lucas to kill them. Start with him, make it hurt.
Put me down, you Tyrantian thug.
Wait, did you say Tyrantian?
Yes. Yes, my lady, he did. They tend to be very single-minded when it comes to killing. Brains the size of a pistachio nut. You're not helping.
M flashes back to the night when she saw the MIB as a child. The creature they saw was an unlicensed Tyrantian. I know a Tyrantian. I met him once. I helped him. Lucas keeps choking H. Kabla next to them. Lucas looks at RZA. What? Kabla next to them?
How did you know that?
Because he said it to me. Lucas drops H.
Molly?
Yes. Molly? Are you kidding me? Really? It's you. You've grown. I mean, me. Me too. Lucas points his gun at RZA and tells her to give M the box. RZA throws M the crystal. Hey, quickly. What does Kabla next to them? What does it mean?
It means one day I'll kill whoever you choose in the most gruesome way imaginable.
Or maybe we just keep her here for a moment until he and I can discuss a plan of action? H? H, are you okay? H just lies on the ground all messed up and gives her a sloppy thumbs up.
Sloppy thumbs to the side.
Well, that's why it's sloppy. Yeah.
I'm good.
Cut to M, H and Pawny walking back to the boat. Pawny saying how the plan went wrong in every conceivable way.
It sure did.
H talks about how M's name was Molly. H says that his name was Horatio.
Yeah.
And then he's like, nah, jokes, it's not. It was Henry.
And then you went, no, it should have been Horatio.
Yeah, it was Horatio or Geraldo?
Horatio.
Was Horatio? Yeah. His actual name was Henry. Like Henry Jones, like Indiana Jones.
Very boring.
Pawny then says that his name is Steve. But after M questioned how she thought pawns didn't have names, Pawny admits that it's not Steve. He just doesn't want to be left out.
Yeah. Sad little man.
Classic Steve.
Yeah.
The ground then starts to shake, and the earth around H, M, and Pawny collapses. It's the twins. The twins say how they must have the weapon for the hive.
No, I don't know if you've heard, but we are the men in black.
H takes a step forward.
The men and woman in black.
H then turns around and gives M the equal genders thumbs up. It's almost like Lenny and The Simpsons.
Nice save.
H says that if the twins think they are just going to hand them the crystal, then they don't know who they're dealing with. H gives a rousing speech about how they're the ones that protect the earth and puts his fists up to fight. The twins only really pay any attention when M powers up the crystal and points it at the twins. Move and I'll obliterate this entire island and everything on it.
We'll do anything to protect our world. So will we.
High T and the other agents surround the twins and blast them with some new type of gun that seems to destroy them. Nothing in this universe is unkillable with the proper voltage. Are you both alright?
Yes, sir. Never better.
Sir, can I have some more? No.
Yeah, sir. Please, sir. Can I have some more tea, sir?
Sir, how did you find us? Experience. High T congratulates both H and M. M gives T the crystal, but she hesitates at first and she's kind of like, alright then. The universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be.
At the moment, you're supposed to be there.
Let's go home. Cut to MIB London HQ, but cut to
HQ.
HQ. It's like a sneeze. Cut to MIB London. Cut to MIB London headquarters, where the whole place is giving H&M a standing ovation. And see, like, some people were in circles, like little light up circles. I'm trying to figure, was it discussed about it, what it could be, but maybe they're holograms?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, when you see in like Kingsman and stuff, they've got, some of them are holograms around the round table, or no, it's not even a round table, it's just a table, but yeah, I agree. I think it's just some of them are holograms from other agencies.
Yeah, have come for the party.
Yeah, which makes no sense because it's not like they can drink and eat unless they're eating and drinking food that's there
At their party.
and then it just looks like they're having it with everyone else at the same
So
time.
there's like multiple parties going on, but they're just kind of like holograms
Yeah.
that everyone's in one place so they can talk.
Yeah.
T congratulates M on her first assignment and all the places she has been. Marrakesh, the empty quarter, Naples. Imagine what M will do when she's a full agent. You can see the suspicion on M's face. How did T know that they had been in the empty quarter? Because she never actually says anything, and he just knows.
About the empty quarter?
Where she hyperdrive to? The empty quarter to the desert?
Oh, right, yeah.
They didn't actually tell him. And how did you ever find them in Naples?
Yeah, that's true.
Suspicious. Enjoy this moment, M. They never last. Ooh, ominous.
Yes, yep.
C talks to H about how he doesn't know how he keeps on doing it, but he does. You know, saving the world from total destruction twice in as many years. What are the odds? H is also now suspicious and goes over to M.
Cool party, huh?
Yeah, great party.
Something is wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I said to the dyads we'd do anything to save our world.
They said that they would too.
Then they told us they needed the weapon for the hive. What if we misunderstood what they meant?
Maybe they needed the weapon to use against the hive to save their world?
Which could mean they were never the hive at all.
But the DNA, the mutations, high T, showed us that sample.
Alright, let's see. Agent H, bring up the dyad forensic report.
Computer searches. File deleted. Who has the ability to make a case file disappear?
Come with me.
H and M walk off. Cut to Agent C and T's office, staring at the painting of H and T in Paris. C looks like he has come up with a realization. H and M continue talking and walking. M still questioning how T knew they were in Naples. M found out that T has been tracking her. The item he gave her as a gift earlier. It has a tracking chip inside. M says how High T must have been the mole all along. But where and to who would he be taking it to? Agent C cuts into their conversation. Paris. My guess would be Paris. I knew you know. I knew along that something was off. I thought he was covering for you, but it turns out it was him. He was hiding his own tracks.
Well, there's got to be an explanation. M, come on.
I'm coming with you.
No, C.
Hey, come on now. This isn't about you.
I know. I agree. Listen, if it turns out what you were saying is true, and word gets out that T, the most decorated agent in MIB history, which does feel a bit weird, because isn't K the most decorated agent in MIB history?
No, well, maybe T's higher than K.
But K, like, he was there from the get-go. They haven't said anything about T being there from the get-go.
K met an alien as a teenager and he gave him flowers, I remember. But he was still just an agent. He wasn't the, top ranking officer, so...
Maybe. Anyway, listen, if it turns out what you're saying is true, and word gets out that T, the most decorated agent in MIB history, is a traitor, the agency will never recover. If we stop him, no one has to ever know.
But what if you can't stop him? Then what?
Well, then tell them it was me. Tell them I was the traitor. Trust me, the agency will believe you.
Cut to H and M running to H's car, forgetting they got wrecked in a battle earlier in the movie. It's like, hey, it's all screwed up there.
Yep.
All messed up. Luckily, though, there is a car nearby with a cover on it. H pulls off the cover. Looks to be a brand new Lexus.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's right. The voice keeps changing.
M says that she's driving, but before H can get a word out, M jumps into the car. When M gets in, there is no steering wheel. British cars, like us here in New Zealand, are right-side driving. That really should be here.
Not in this country.
They drove off 1966 Batman style.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you go, Jeff. My Batman reference to the episode.
Yeah.
M presses the big red button. After a few warning dings, the car thrusts off and becomes a flying car. Chitty chitty bang bang style.
And then you see Pawnee get squished against the back window.
Agent C tells the car that a portal from Sector C has activated. The Hive. H says that T told him that we're in the lying business line the first night they met, and that is why they can't lie to each other. But he's been lying to her all the time. H still doesn't believe that T is a traitor.
No, we saved the world, for God's sakes, together with nothing but our wits and our Series 7 deatomizers.
So I've heard. But he looks real suspicious at him. The car lands on the road and handbrake parks in exactly the same way as they did at the start of the film.
Because people needed to know that.
Yeah, it is. This is my podcast, all right? I'll say what gets done. I'm all about me. Welcome to my podcast, who other people are lucky to be here for. Jesus. Smug. Welcome back to Smug Bastards. M and H head towards the Eiffel Tower. As they're going up the elevator, M asks H to explain again how he and T defeated the Hive.
Well, Hi T and I went to face the Hive with nothing but our wits and our Series 7 deatomizers. Cool?
Yes, but how did you do it?
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just curious. How'd you do it?
I just told you.
You didn't, though.
I did a few times. Okay, Hi T and I went up to face the Hive with nothing but our wits and our Series 7 deatomizers?
Agent H has a realization.
I'm repeating myself, aren't I?
Over and over.
Word for word. Yeah. Okay. Why would I be doing that?
H, I don't think you beat the Hive that night. I think you were neuralized.
Dun dun dun.
The elevator dings. They have reached the top of the tower.
Ding!
Agent H and Agent M draw their weapons and approach the nearby stairway. High T is on a walkway above them. Ah, you came to say goodbye, and you brought the lovely M. You can really feel the history here. Eiffel discovering wormholes, gangways to other civilizations. The first alien migration. And we made history here too, didn't we, H? With just our wits and our Series 7 deatomizers.
No, we didn't. The Hive wanted the most powerful weapon in the galaxy, so you had Bungus bring it to the Men in Black. You'd wait, and when it came, you'd give it to them.
My dear boy, you were always a bright one, but there's no stopping this. With the weapon out of the way, every planet will fall, starting with this one. T opens the doors to show a wormhole portal. H orders T to step away from the controls.
You neuralized me. Made me a hero. The guy that saved the world. Left alive to sell the lie.
T pulls out the crystal and looks at it. They wanted this. You were there. You were always like a son to me. H? T walks closer to H. You were always like a son to me. That's not High T anymore. T grabs the end of H's gun. You were always like a son. To him.
Ooh.
Tentacles come out of T's sleeve and onto H's gun and hands. High T transforms into a large alien creature. Alien T knocks H away. M starts firing on Alien T, but gets knocked off the railing real gnarly like.
Alien T, High T, some T, no T.
But gets knocked off the railing real gnarly like. Backflips and lands head first into some pipes below. It's like, oh, that's a wipeout. Wipeout!
That's gonna need some band-aids.
It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off. Pawnee goes to see if M is okay. She's probably dead though. Pawnee, you failed yet again. H jumps on Alien T's back, managing to knock the crystal from his grasp and onto the metal grating floor. H looks to grab a weapon on the ground while Alien T approaches. H uses a metal cog to swipe at Alien T. Alien T knocks H down while M stabs Alien T in the back with a long pipe. Alien T just knocks both M and H down again and grabs the nearby crystal.
I'm going to get it back. I know he's still in there somewhere.
H yells at Alien T as he walks towards the wormhole. Wormhole. As he walks towards the wormhole portal.
It sounded like you're going to say poodle. The wormhole poodle. Hey! I know you're in there somewhere.
Alien T grabs H by the throat.
It's me, H. Remember? You wanted me to take your place.
M goes to attack Alien T, but gets knocked into the wormhole portal. This bit reminds me of the bit towards the end of Peter Jackson's The Frighteners, where Frank is going up to heaven while being pursued by the bad guy.
Yep.
As M is floating towards the portal, she remembers parts of the movie, including this line from High T and Agent H.
I like how she remembers parts of the movie.
Yeah, oh, she does. The universe has a way of leading you to where you're supposed to be.
At the moment, you're supposed to be there.
Pawnee flies towards M in the portal. He has a wee jetpack on. Pawnee fires grappling hooks from his gun that M grabs onto.
I'm not... It's changed again. I'm not losing another queen.
Pawnee puts his jetpack into full thrust and shoots a second grappling hook towards the portal exit. Pawnee manages to slingshot M back towards the portal exit. H is still being choked by Alien T.
You said I was like a son to you.
The eye in the Alien T reacts emotionally.
You were like a father to me.
H! Alien T reveals the crystal in his hand. H grabs the crystal while M and Pawnee return through the portal. H throws the crystal to M. M opens the crystal up to its gun form and charges the gun to 100% power. Right time, right place. M shoots the star gun, which utterly destroys Alien T and sends an energy blaster through the wormhole, destroying the hive within it and disconnecting the wormhole. Pawnee?
Yeah?
You've served your queen well.
Thank you, milady. It was my honor.
H and M look over the city of Paris. M giving H a well-done tap on the shoulder. Cut to H and M in the street by the Eiffel Tower. Agent O is there waiting for them.
Well, you didn't screw up.
No, ma'am.
Well, let's be honest. There was a few bumps along the way. A little friction at the start.
Let's not be honest.
Okay, no. We did not screw up.
You said there may be a problem in London, but you knew.
I hadn't trusted London branch for some time. I never understood the reason why. T lived for this organization. He was the very best we had to offer. He will be.
Agent O looks emotionally at H, who is also emotional.
Missed. Welcome to the circus, Agent M. You are no longer probationary.
O gives M a neuralizer. O makes H the probationary head of MIB London branch. O tells H that T told her once of an up-and-coming agent with leadership qualities. H believes there are other more experienced agents who could do the job. O says that H, however, has the full support of the senior staff, including Agent C.
What?
And he's like giving him like the, I'm a head nod.
What's going on here? You were being a jerk the whole way through, and all of a sudden you're like, yep, you've got my support for being my boss now.
It's like Iceman and Top Gun. I'll be your wingman anytime, but you were hating me the whole movie. H accepts the role. M needs to clear her London desk and report to MIB New York on Monday. O tells H to brief his agents. O and M walk away together.
So you wanted to know how it all works? Now you do. And as you will no doubt have divined, Agent M, there's a price.
M and H look back at one another one last time. Was there a romance element to this? I never really picked up that there was. I thought they had a mutual respect for one another, but not an attraction as such.
I feel like there was like just a little tiny romance element to it. There are scenes throughout it you can see the way they look at each other and the way they smile and stuff. But I really like the fact that they didn't go full on into some kind of stupid romance.
Exactly, yeah. Cut to daytime outside the Eiffel Tower. H is trying to open his car door, but it's locked. The window comes down. It's M. She's in the driver's seat. M told O she had a few things to take care of before returning to New York, like driving this beast of a car.
Give me a lift back to London?
Road trip. H accidentally sits on Pawnee. Good times.
Yeah. Quick, make me forget that.
M has ordered Pawnee to be H's new babysitter. The car blasts off into the sky, then spins around the Eiffel Tower before coming back towards the camera. Back to the Future style.
End of movie. Yay! I can go free.
Right, Jeff, we have gone through the movie. Now it's time to do our ratings for MIB International.
Nobody does it, Bennett. Movie reviews and pitches.
Right, Jeff, so we've done our ratings for MIB International for Worst of the Worst here. So let's start off with how entertaining was the film? Out of 5 stars, Jeff, what have you given it?
4 stars,
Give it
actually.
4?
They did it in a way that it wasn't similar to the other stories. Yes, it's the Men in Black, but they made it their own thing rather than, just trying to hit it home that it's a follow-up of 3, 2, and 1. They did the little Easter eggy bits, nods to the previous movies, but they did it their own way. It was an interesting take on, the twins, having them seem like they were the big bads. They were such cool aliens, though. Such cool aliens.
Remind me of the twins in The Matrix.
Yeah.
Reloaded, the ghost twins. So you're giving it 4?
Yes, it was entertaining. It was something that I would watch again.
That's fair. I have also given it 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's a film that you could sit down, and if it's on TV one night, I'd sit down and watch it again. I had fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the last. I thought Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson were good together.
Yes.
So, yeah, 4. Right, so how intentional is the quality? I've given it 3 out of 5. I think it does what it does pretty well. It's just a few cringy moments. Yeah. Knocks it down, but I think 3 out of 5 is a good safe bet. It's just a good average kind of score.
I gave it 3.5.
3.5?
Yep.
3.5? Yep.
For the same reasons, it did have a few cornyish moments and a couple of moments where I think it was a bit too dark. When the Dynads absorbed or whatever they did to the guy at the start, turned him into like a liquid goop. I was like, ugh, that's really dark for Men in Black. When they killed characters that badly in previous movies, they did it behind a bush or they did it in a ditch and you didn't see anything happen. Whereas with this, they went really dark, I felt, just for that scene.
Yep, that's fair. How much it affects the franchise? How much have you given it?
Well, see, this is really tough because I haven't heard any rumours or whispers if there is going to be another one. So I've given it a 2 because I haven't heard any rumours, and I can remember between 1 and 2 at least that there were some rumours, some whispers, even if they were just that, rumours and whispers. There was still something there, and I'm pretty certain there was a little bit, nowhere near as much as between 1 and 2, but between 2 and 3 there was a little bit, but 4 kind of came out of nowhere. And now I haven't heard anything else.
I've given it 2 out of 5 as well. I don't think there's going to be a sequel to this film as much as I would like another one. I don't think it's going to be. In my opinion, a movie's good enough not to get a 1 because I don't think it destroyed the franchise. It just didn't do as well as the others. So I give it 2 out of 5 because I haven't heard any announcements for sequels, and I've heard more that I'm not sure if Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth want to come back if that's the case because of the reception, the critical response it got from it. So I'll give it 2 out of 5. As much as I want to give it more, I have to be more honest with it.
Yeah, that was the same for me.
Quality of casting, I've given this 4 out of 5.
Nice.
I know a lot of people didn't think the chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Hemsworth was perfect and great. I'm totally against that. I think they're really good. The main reason this movie works for me is because I really like Hemsworth and Thompson on screen together. Yeah, the side characters are okay. Like Liam Neeson is good, but he's only in little bits and pieces. Same with Agent O as well. And yeah, Pawnee's okay, but
Emma something, isn't it?
Emma Thompson? Look at this. Yeah, Emma Thompson, I believe.
Yeah.
But Pawnee's okay, but he's like any other Men in Black side character where there's a lot of ones like Frank the Pug. I don't like him much.
I didn't hate him, but yeah.
He's irritating.
Yeah.
Kind of like Pawnee can be as well.
Oh, definitely.
All the other side characters that you've had in like Men in Black history, like Johnny Knoxville and stuff, I'm like, I could go without him.
Do you really need him? Nah, not really.
As for me, as long as the two agents together are the ones that I find the best, then that's what I go off. And I've given it 4 out of 5 because I think Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth are great.
I gave it 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
Yeah, because I went sort of the same way as you did, but I just sort of thought with Liam Neeson and Emma Thompson, and I don't even remember the guy's name, and I feel really bad because he's not a bad actor. It's just his character Pawnee was just
Kamal. His name's Kamal Najani.
Yeah. Either way, I just didn't feel that they just didn't really feel as together as.
Yeah, I think he was played for laughs a lot.
Yeah, way too much.
And sometimes it didn't pay off. I'll agree with that. Like, I didn't mind his character. Some of his lines were quite funny, but I can understand that not all of them are great. Some are kind of cringy. So, would you watch it again? 4.
It's one that I probably wouldn't actively seek out, but if I said to myself, I'm going to watch Men in Black 1 and 2, 3, I would say, yep, okay, I'm watching 4 as well. And if it was on TV, yep, sit down and watch it, no worries. Or if somebody said, hey, let's do a podcast movie review of this movie, I would sit down and watch it.
And you did.
Yes.
For me, I gave it 4 as well. It's a movie that I could sit down. If someone's having an MIB night, this is one I'd be like, yeah, I'd be happy to watch this again. Or just if it's on TV one night when you're just bored and can't bother watching anything and it just happens to be on TV, I'd sit down and watch the whole thing. It's not perfect. The first one's the closest to perfection. Yes. Yeah, the other sequels are fun, and I'll sit down and watch any of them. Even the second one, which isn't the greatest. The worst one for me, for worst of the worst,
2
would be 2.
Yep, same here.
Well, I said it had the Ghostbusters 1 and 2 problem before, where the first one was more for spooky with comedy, and the second one was comedy with spooky. So let's go through what we've got, because we've gone through our ratings now. So for how entertaining the film was, I gave it 4 and you gave it 4. Yeah. For how intentional the quality is, I gave it 3 and you gave it 3.5. With how much does it affect the franchise, I gave it 2 and you gave it 2, Jeff. Quality of casting, I gave it 4 and you gave it 3. For would you watch it again, I gave it 4 and you gave it 4. Gave me a grand total of 17 out of 25 stars and gave you a grand total of 16.5 out of 25, which gives us a grand total of 33.5 stars out of 50.
Which, if it's the worst of the worst,
No, it's not.
is wrong. It is very wrong. I feel like this now has to maybe get reviewed again further down the track as a MRU.
Well, the rule is if it goes over 40, then it automatically goes into the MRU because it doesn't belong on the worst of the worst list.
And it's not over 40.
It's not over 40, but it is the best now of the worst so far. 33.5 stars makes it 8th on the rankings, which is the bottom of the rankings, because the worse the movie is, the higher you are up in the ranking. Number 1 is Mortal Kombat Annihilation with 15.5 stars. Remember that, Jeff? Remember those days?
No, don't make me remember.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation, 15.5 stars out of 50.
The one time you really, really want the neuralizer to exist.
We were both sick that day too.
Oh,
Both had man flus.
sick of the movie.
I always say that the movie made us sick.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Alien Resurrection is second with 24 stars. Amazing Spider-Man 2 Rise of Electro is third with 26. X-Men Origins Wolverine, our very first, worst of the worst, did 27 out of 50. Escape from LA, 30 out of 50. Batman and Robin, 32. 33 stars for Jurassic Park 3. And 33.5 for Men in Black International. That 0.5 star makes it the best of the worst movie so far.
Just slightly. Wow.
It's the best of the worst. This is why I wanted to do this movie as well. I wanted to kind of bring to light that this is a pretty good Men in Black film. There are some movies that are considered worst of the worst that are absolutely atrocious, and sequels and movies and stuff like that.
Annihilation.
For this to be the worst of a series, you're still doing pretty well. For me, it's not. For you, it's not. But by the critics, it was the worst movie. Even the fans think this Men in Black International was actually higher than Men in Black 2. Because there's a lot of hearsay out there that Men in Black International was just a piss poor, not worth watching movie. And a lot of people have come up to me, like even Ross, when the Uncharted was like, you know what? It's not worst of the worst. It's actually not bad. It's like, that's what it should be reminded is. It's not amazing, but it's quite fun.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that.
If you have any thoughts or any questions, who knows? It might be about Men in Black International. Well, you can contact us. You can reach out to our Nobody Does It Bennett Facebook page, or you can hit us up on the Twitter at NobodyDIBennett. You can also email us at nobodydoesitbennett@outlook.com. That's a Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's. Nobody Does It Bennett is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or by going to nobodydoesitbennett.buzzsprout.com. Nobody Does It Bennett is also available on YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe. So do you have any ideas on how to improve Men in Black International, Jeff? Because worst of the worst, one of the things is how can we try and improve it since it's technically supposed to be worst of the worst? It's not much to do on this one.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that stands out enough for me to say, you know.
I'll go with what I've got.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe you can bounce something off me and it might make me go, oh, maybe this.
I've only got one thing that pretty much that I reckon can improve it for the better without it completely changing the whole movie. MIB International was an enjoyable MIB film. Not too much wrong with it for what I thought it was trying to accomplish. Something that may have smoothed things over a little and could have helped the fans who wanted the original of K&J would have been to have a scene towards the start of the film when Agent M was still in New York, branch of MIB. You'd be able to have a scene with either Agent K or J or both if you could get them, giving you the understanding that they are still part of the MIB and that the new characters are not replacing them.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of get that with the painting at the end.
Yeah, but only if you watch the movie. People who don't watch the movie and looks at the trailer might go, oh god, they've just kind of recast Jay as a female and Kay is now a British guy. It would be a cool way, like in introducing the movie when you're starting to watch it, if you have like Kay who just happened to be in New York talking about something and goes, hey, you're Em. I gotta go, Agent Jay's got himself another problem. Because you probably won't get Will Smith back. You could probably get Tommy Lee Jones back for a scene and kind of have him just so that you can see they're still there doing stuff.
And if you really, really needed to, you get Will Smith back and give Em a slap.
You could possibly get Will Smith back now because he might do it for good faith, to try and get back. It could have been a quick scene just to show you they're not replacing them as such. Yeah. And you could always bring them back in future movies. That's my only real thought, though, on proving MIB International. Jeff, do you have any final thoughts on MIB International?
Overall, I think it was really unfair how it was criticised by the critics. You said it was quite low, didn't you?
23%.
That's right, 23%. That's really lowballing it.
I've seen worse movies given higher. It's like, why? What has this done that other movies that get 30s or 40s have done better?
Yeah. See, the one thing I quite like about it is that it's not like when they went with like the Ghostbusters and they just like completely changed the characters and went, here's a new movie. No, it's not. You've just taken all the characters and made them female. And it's not that I have anything at all against, female characters. It's just, why not make them new female characters rather than characters that were male and now are female?
Yeah, for me, the 2016 version of Ghostbusters, it was never a gender thing for me. It was the fact that a couple of the actresses I wasn't a fan of. I just didn't like the comedy. But also the fact that they paid nothing to the original series. They just kind of completely erased the original series and went, why is everyone so upset with this? You cameoed them in different roles, but this has nothing to do with the original series, so you're pretty much pretending it doesn't exist. And that's, I think, what the problem mine was for 2016 Ghostbusters.
Mine was just and it's the same with a lot of stuff. Rather than remaking it with the same characters but as females, why not give the females their own characters? Why not branch them out as their own division?
And again, the best thing I thought about 2016 Ghostbusters was actually Chris Hemsworth as the male version of Janine. Yeah. That's why we're talking about it, because it's still got Chris Hemsworth in it. It's the connection. But yeah, Men in Black International.
They wanted to branch out from being just K and J, but they didn't go, okay, this is K and J all over again. They went their own direction, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think it deserved a 23.
No, that's fair. For me, Men in Black International was a film that gets looked down on too often for being the black sheep of the MIB film franchise. Without having the two lead actors back really hurt the box office, but I felt that having Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth team back together after Thor Ragnarok was a good choice, as their on-screen dynamic is really good and fun. The side characters are fine, if not a little bit generic. But let's be fair, the side characters in most MIB films are mainly okay at best. If you haven't watched MIB International due to the critical response and you're a fan of the previous MIB installments, then give it a go. I personally think International is a better movie than Men in Black 2.
Myself included.
Thank you, Jeff, for joining me for this one tonight.
Hey, you're welcome.
And thank you for listening. Remember, some others may do it better, but nobody does it, Bennett. Take care. Take care.
It's the end of the show, and now it's time to go. Don't be sad, just be glad that nobody does it better.